so we have got a workout that is in a quadruped position or quadruped positions, all fours, facing down and facing up, facing down towards the floor, facing up towards the ceiling. There's a lot of work on the wrists, so we'll make sure we go through good wrist mobilization exercises first, and then we'll get started. Don't worry if you don't get it today. Don't worry if you really feel it into the wrists. It's tough on the body. Just take any additional rest that you need, and I find that doing this workout barefoot or with grip socks the best, so you get more movement through your ankles as opposed to wearing trainers. But that's just my preference and the way that is best to do it. However, if you feel better in trainers, then go for trainers. We're going to start with very important wrist mobilization exercises. We're going to close the grip, close the palms, bring the forearms together, and let's just rotate through the wrists. Yes, ape and scorpion. I've got some different stuff today as well, because actually I want to go through a sequence of moves that all originate from the same starting position. So we're going to have a look at some different flows basically today, and we can see if we can get into something a bit more juicy. So we'll see how we get going. So we're just rotating the wrists, just getting some heat into the joints, making sure they're nice and ready for the workout, because we do a lot of loading into the shoulder, and that means that the shoulder is going to pass over the wrists in a lot of exercises, and that can get demanding. Hi Janice, hi Claudia. Now from here, let's have two thumbs together, palms down, and then we're just going to laterally rotate the wrist. Laterally rotate, laterally mobilise the wrist. Sorry, I'm not with it today. I'm not a fan of the late shift. My mind is a little bit, set back. So here, just keep the palms down. You want to keep the wrists moving laterally. Don't worry about locking up the elbows. Just want to keep it moving. And then just bring your thumbs into your sternum. Hold. And then take them out. Hold. Great. From here, release the thumbs. And now we're going to wave. Just visualise the wave in an ocean, that you're leading with the elbow as you move through the arms. Now we want to make sure that we're still moving through the wrists and also through the fingers. So really start articulating those small bones in your fingers. Other direction. Waving through. Leading from the elbow. That's it. And then let's release, and now 3 fingers in the middle, closed, and we're going to shake. Get some heat into the wrists. So you're just speeding this up now, you're adding some heat. Just a little bit more dynamic. Hi Melissa. And then we're just going to shake down towards the floor. And we're going to do our first move in the standing position. I'm going to show you the standing ape reach. From here, feet are hip distance apart. We're going to bring back of the palms together. We're going to lengthen the back of the neck. We're going to open by standing tall, extending from the hips, palms up to the ceiling. Ape reach, and open. Engage your glutes. Ape reach, and open. And then from here, let's take it down to the floor into a 4-point kneeling position. Now, we want the hands underneath the shoulders. We want the knees forward of the hips, directly underneath the belly button. So that's a quite tight box here. Now, we're going to bring the shoulder blades together and draw them apart. Not a big movement, just really feel your shoulder blades gliding. Just ungluing the shoulder blades. They can get quite locked. So we think about drawing them together and separating them. And then from here, just find a mid position, just set them so they're nice and stable. You're going to flex your toes and pin them into the floor. Now from here, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to lift the knees 1 inch from the ground. We're going to hold, we're going to brace. We're going to maintain the breath, breathing in deep into the rib cage, keeping the abdominals engaged. And then let's lower the knees down. We're going to keep the scapular position. We're going to take a breath in. As we exhale, we're going to lift the knees 1 inch from the ground. We're going to hold. We're going to maintain the breathing, maintain the bracing across the torso. And then let's bring the knees down, release the toes. From here, we're now going to go into our first set of movements, which is loaded beast. Loaded beast is this position. Arms are reaching out in front, hips are pushed back, and our knees are turned out. I want you to bury your head between your elbows and let your heels be directly underneath your sitting bones. From here, beast unload, we pull forward. Separate the shoulder blades, squeeze the glutes, knees low, knees soft. Return to loaded beast. Beast unload, we do it together, we're pulling across the ground. Return to loaded beast. Beast unload. Squeeze your glutes. Return to loaded beast. Now, let's walk our hands back into what we call deep eight. So deep squat position. I'm going to face you. We're going to have the knees turned out. We're going to sit our torso in the space. Now we're going to bring the back of the arms together like we did when we were standing and just angle your fingers towards the floor without touching. From here, we're going to open. Lift your heels. Bring your knees forward and open out. Extending the spine and just balancing your torso onto your hips. Return to ape reach. We're folding and flexing. And open. Opening up and extending the spine. Try and keep both arms reaching away from one another. Hi Victoria. Ape reach. And open. Ape reach. And then just rest the hips out. We're going to go back to loaded beast for the wave unload. Visualize a wave and our body's going to do the same. So, same start position. Whenever you hear loaded beast as a call out, it's this position. Knees are 1 inch from the ground, arms are long, heads bent between locked elbows. Wave, unload, push the knees back, lift the hips. Brace the abdominals, engage them to flex the spine. Let the shoulders pass the wrists. Drop the hips without your knees touching the floor. Look up to the ceiling. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Return to loaded beast. We drop the chin. Press into the floor, lift the hips. Then bend your knees, push your hips back. Wave, unload. Keep the chin tucked in. Tucked in. It is the last part of the spine to move. Now we lift the neck. Cervical spine moves at the end. Return to loaded beast. Drop the chin. Press into the floor, lift the hips. Push the hips back. One more. Wave unload. Hips up, knees back. Flex the torso by engaging the abdominals. Then extend the spine. Hyperextend at the end, look up. Return to loaded beast. Walk hands back to deep ape. Ape reach, we're just going to fold. Back of the arm, back of the palms together. And open. We're balancing. We're extending the spine. Return to ape reach. And open. So just see that the spine flexes on the way down, extends as we come out. Ape reach. And open. Ape reach. And rest. Wrist relief, back of the palms together, angle the elbows down, and just work in line with the midline of your body. We're going to go back to loaded beast for the scorpions, scorpion reach. It's a lovely move, but it's also a tricky move because there's a couple of elements here that we've got to get right. So I'll show it to you first and we can do it together. Those of you that have done this before, you can just join me. If you need a refresher, just watch it first. Loaded beast. Now, we've got to first start by loading the scorpion tail. So I go right leg scorpion reach, right leg goes to left wrist. Now we're going to take the leg out at the diagonal, we're going to lift the hips and then try and get your elbows roughly in line with your ears so we're stacked. Now we're going to stay here. We're lifting the heel of the base foot, the base knee is soft, our eye line is on the base foot. Top toe, the scorpion tail, toes pointed. Return to loaded beast. The knee comes down, comes in all the way back, and we push back. Let's do the other side. Left leg, scorpion reach. Left knee to right wrist. Out of the diagonal, reach up, reach round, stack the body. Base knee is soft. We're looking at the base foot. The scorpion tail, toes pointed. Return to loaded beast. Knee comes all the way back. It pushes back. And rest. So think about the scorpion tail. It's got to go across first, nice and low. Knee to opposite wrist. The leg comes out of the diagonal and it reaches round. We're going to do 2 more together and then we go back to our 8 reaches. Come to loaded beast. Knees are turned out. Knees are 1 inch from the ground, head bone between locked elbows. Right leg, scorpion reach. Knee to opposite wrist, out of the diagonal. Stay stacked. So your arms in line with your head, neck and torso. Base knee is soft, we're holding, we're actively pressing our hands into the ground. Elbows locked out. Return to loaded beast. Left leg, scorpion reach. Across. Diagonal. Reach. Return to loaded beast. Walk hands back to deep 8. 8, reach. Open. Return to 8, reach. Back of the hands fold together. Fingers angle down to the floor without touching. Open. Balance onto the balls of your feet. Flex your toes. Bring the knees forward. 8, reach. Open. Excellent. 8, reach. And a little rest. Gang, hopefully it's coming together, especially those of you that have been doing it for a few weeks now. Well, I'll say a few weeks. It's been a bit longer, isn't it? We'll pretend it's a few weeks. So look, I'm going to go through those 3 moves of loaded beast sequence together. Loaded beast to beast unload, loaded beast to wave unload, and then loaded beast scorpion reach both sides. Then we're going to move on. So we've got 3 movements from loaded beast, all in one go. Loaded beast. Knees turned down. 1 inch on the ground, head buried between locked elbows. Beast unload. Knees low, knees soft. Squeeze your glutes. Return to loaded beast. Wave, unload. Push the hips back, knees back. Keep the chin down, flex the spine. Use the abdominals. Drop the hips without the knees touching the floor. Look up to the ceiling. Return to loaded beast. Drop the chin. Push your hands into the floor. Lift the hips. Ears past the elbows. Then we come back. Right leg, scorpion reach. Right knee to left wrist or past it. Out of the diagonal, stack the body. Rotate the base foot. Return to loaded beast. Knee comes back. Push back. Left leg, scorpion reach. Across. Out of the diagonal. Rotate. Base knee soft. Pushing the floor away with your hands. Return to loaded beast. Walk hands back to deep 8. 8, reach and open. We're going for it today. Return to 8, reach and open. Reaching out from your fingertips. And we're thinking about arms reaching away from each other. So we're keeping that tension through the arm lines. 8, reach and open. Reach the arms away from one another. 8, reach. And rest. Good. So punchy today. Well done. Are we still good? We're okay? We're going to go into crab. Coming up, really tough move. Looking at opening out the front chain of the body. Hi Saeed. Hi Kirsty. Hi Susie. So, now, what we're going to look for is our hips in between the heels of our feet and the heels of our hands to start with. So everything's on the floor for now. Your feet are on the floor, your hips are on the floor, your palms are on the floor. We're going to just set the body position. Now just have a look. Shoulders are back and down, and I'm looking out to the rising sun. Hi Catherine. Now, we're going to make sure that our hips are in between the heels of our hands and the heels of our feet. And we're going to set there. So I'm just going to tighten my position. Now, tailbone should be in a neutral position. So tilt your hips forward so you're not rounding your tailbone underneath your hips. We want to be nice and neutral and engaged through the upper back. So we look out to the rising sun. Take your right hand off the floor. From here, we're going to bridge the hips in a 3-point position. We look up to the ceiling. We're going to lower the hips down, keep the arm where it is. Now, right arm crab reach. We bridge the hips first. Now, if you can't bridge the hips, don't do this next bit. We're going to bring the arm over if you're already bridged. Let the top arm frame your head. Press your hand and your feet into the floor. Return to crab. We bring the arm back, then fold through the hips. Place the arm down. Take the other arm off, left arm off. Keep it here. Now keep looking at the fingers and then bridge. 3-point bridge. Squeeze your glutes, look up to the ceiling. Return to crab. You're going to drop the hips, let them sink. Keep the tailbone from rolling, just stay here. Now, left arm crab reach. Bridge the hips up, reach the arm over, let the top arm frame the head. Keep pressing into the floor to keep the lift. Return to crab. We bring the arm back. We drop the hips down. Now we set crab by placing both hands down. Look out to the rising sun. And then drop the hips. Woo! Shake them out. Probably the hardest move onto the wrist joint. Because as we go over, we're taking our body over the one hand. And that can put a lot of work through here. So remember this, if you can't bridge the hips before you reach the arm, then you don't reach the arm. And then you just go up into a bridge position and that's it. Because bringing the arm in adds rotation. We've got to be aware of our spinal position before we bring a rotational element in. So we extend the hips first, to then make sure we're rotating where we should be. Let's do crab reach, both sides, one per side, and then we can add something else on. Set crab, lift the chest, looking out to the rising sun. You're squeezing under your armpits, your hips are 1 inch from the ground. Right arm, crab reach. Bring the hand, look through it, lift the hips. Bring the arm over, frame the head, look down to base arm. Keep pressing into the floor. Return to crab, bring the arm back. Drop the hips, stay here. Set crab. Left arm, crab reach. Arm comes up, look at the fingers. Left arm, crab reach. Bridge first. Reach over. Return to crab, bring the arm back. Sink. Wait. Set crab. Arms come down. And then we rest. Woo, shake them out. Well done. So, we have 3 moves in the loaded beast position. Beast unload, it was low. Wave unload. What was the other one? Scorpion reach. Reaching over, then going out. Then we're going to walk back into deep ape. Ape reach and open. Then we're going to fold again into crab, and we've got crab reach. We're going to try all of those moves, 1 repetition each, all the way through. So, let's set loaded beast. Push the hips back, turn the knees out. Let your heels sit underneath your sitting bones, heads buried between locked elbows. Beast, unload. Knees low, knees soft, squeeze your glutes. Return to lonely beast. Wave unload, keep the chin tucked in, lift the hips, push the knees back. Flex the torso by engaging the abdominals. Sink the hips without the knees touching. Look up to the ceiling. Return to lonely beast, drop the chin, push the hands into the floor, lift the hips. Ears past the elbows, and then reload back. Left leg, scorpion, reach. Take the left knee over to the right wrist. Out of the diagonal, reach round, rotate on the ball of the base foot. Look to the base foot, keep the base knee soft. Return to loaded beast. Right leg, scorpion reach, knee comes across, out of the diagonal. Lift the hips, press the hands into the floor, stack the body. Return to loaded beast. Walk hands back to ape reach. We're just going to fold, flexing the spine, back of the hands together, toes, fingers just off the floor. And open. We extend the spine. We balance. Top of our head reaching to the ceiling. It's like we're growing taller here. We're trying to create space through the vertebrae. Ape reach. We fold. Now we're going to set crab. We're going to walk our hands back. Set the crab position. Lift the chest, look out to the rising sun. Drop the hips 1 inch from the ground. Right arm, crab reach. Bring the arm off, look at it. Keep looking at it as we lift the hips. Keep looking at it as we bring it over. Then eye line shifts to the base hand. Return to crab. Arm comes back. Drop the hips. Wait. Set crab. Left arm, crab reach. Arm comes up. Now look through the fingers. We lift. We frame the head. We keep following the fingers. Then we reference the base hand. Return to crab. Arm comes back. Fold. Set. Look out to the rising sun. And rest. Woo! Yes. How was that? Let me know. Likes, are we good? You still with me? Have I lost anyone? I was quite punchy. I'm being quite punchy today with the moves. Because we're getting there, right? And don't worry if it's your first time and it's all random stuff, it will get better. It all gets better. Good, Jemana, well done. A little bit of water. Okay, I'm going to go through an explosive move of the front step. Good, Nick. Well done, guys. So we're all still together. This is great. The front step is an explosive move, okay? Thanks, Stephen. That's good. So, loaded beast. Let me show you first. Same start position. Right leg, front step. Right foot replaces right hand. The right shoulder is down, the palm is open. We're looking forward. Thanks, Susie. Good. We return to loaded beast. Left leg, front step. We're driving. Now we try and get the heel down. So if you need to go wide, at the heel, go wide to get the heel down. I'm going to do it facing you so we can get a better reference. We'll do it together. Set loaded beast. Knees 1 inch from the ground, push the knees out. Head buried between locked elbows. Right leg, front step. Right foot replaces right hand. Now the palm is open. Just imagine that you've caught a tennis ball. That we've pulled back. There's tension through that position. Eye gaze is in front. Return to loaded beast. Left leg, front step. Return to loaded beast. Right leg, front step. Return to loaded beast. Left leg, front step. Return to loaded beast. And rest. Now, do we have that? If your heel doesn't get down, because it feels tight across your hips, go wide with the foot. So whilst I'm saying replaces the hand, actually, if your hand is here, your foot can come wide. So you're opening the window of your hips. It's just going to make it easier to plant the heel to really create some stability into that front foot. we try and explode the back leg driving forward as the arm drives back. I kind of think of this movement as us when we've loaded a bow and arrow and we've released it. So there's all that tension and build that we've then let go of. Let's go into loaded beast and do it again. And I'll show you from the side as we do it. Good, Stephen, great. Push the knees out, 1 inch from the ground. Head buried between locked elbows. Right leg, front step. Explode out. Return to loaded beast. Left leg, front step. Return to loaded beast. Right leg, front step. Return to loaded beast. Left leg, front step. Now stay here. I'm going to be cheeky. Set deep 8 by bringing the back leg as well with you. And we're here. Adjust. 8 reach. And open. Return to 8 reach. And open. Knees come forward. We're balancing the torso on top of the hips. 8 reach. And open. Woo! It's tough. 8 reach. Set crab. Eye line, looking out to the rising sun. Shoulders drawing down, squeezing under your armpits. Left arm, crab reach. Bring the arm up, look through the fingers. Drive up through the 3 points of contact onto the floor. Follow the fingers, then reference the base hand. Hold. Keep pressing into the floor through the feet and through the remaining arm. Return to crab. Arm comes back, drop the hips. Set the hip position, set crab. Right arm, crab reach. Arm comes up. Bridge. Follow the fingers. Frame the head, look down to the base hand. Return to crab, bring the arm back. Fold. Set crab. Now, walk hands forward to deep 8. We're here. So now, gaze is up. Just keep your eye line up. And we're sitting into what we call a deep squat. Push your knees out. The knees are going to want to collapse in, as are the arches of your feet. So press out into your baby toe and outside of your feet. Now, set deep 8. Set deep 8. Set loaded beast. Beast, unload. Knees low, knees soft, squeeze your glutes. Return to loaded beast. Wave, unload, hips up, knees back. Engage the abdominals, keep the chin tucked. Sink the hips, keep the knees off the floor, look up. Return to loaded beast. Right leg, scorpion reach, knee to opposite wrist. Out of the diagonal, stack the body, rotate. Return to loaded beast. Left leg, scorpion reach, knee to opposite wrist or past. Out of the diagonal, stack the body. Return to loaded beast. Knee back from where it came. Push the hips back. Right leg, front step. There we go. Return to loaded beast. Left leg, front step. Return to loaded beast. Right leg, front step. Exploding out. Return to loaded beast. Left leg, front step. Return to loaded beast. Walk hands back to deep 8. Eye line up. From here, hands onto the floor. Push the knees back, lift the hips, and then bring the arms to the feet, fingers to the feet, and just slowly slide. Articulate through the spine. Reorganize the spine. Shoulders, neck, head. Guys and girls, stay here. We're nearly done. Let's just bring the back of the palms together, drop the elbows. focus work in the midline of the body. So we're just gently stretching out your forearms. You know, when we think about flexing the wrists, all that gets tight, it's all here. So we're just going to stretch out. Good, now have the fingers face you. Back of the palms are still together. And then just face them away. So fingers to the camera. Back towards you. Back to the floor, reach them down. Bring the arms out in front and just rotate. Just rotate through the wrists. Other way. And then shake them out. Happy Thursday.